Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have an exciting video for you. Star is actually in labor and getting ready to have her puppies, and so that is what we're doing here, is just getting her in her box and trying to get her comfortable. I noticed about maybe an hour before this that she was panting pretty hard and breathing pretty heavily, and she had been laboring for several hours. It had started late Monday morning, and just kind of progressively throughout the day she was panting and again having some heavy breathing, but it picked up about an hour before this, so I knew that she was transitioning into starting to get ready to push, and she was having some liquid, and so I was just kind of checking her right here just to see. She was acting like she was pushing a little, so I just wanted to check and make sure I didn't feel a puppy in the birthing canal. But yeah, we were just trying to get her comfortable. As you can see, we put her blanket in here. Pete wanted her little blanket in here because he thought that would make her feel more comfortable. But I was standing in, or squatting and standing in kind of the doorway right here, because she was wanting to step out of her box, and we didn't obviously want her to be out on the hardwood floor, not only for the floor, but also because just in case she was standing up, and we didn't want anything, for safety reasons for the puppy. So we were trying to keep her inside the box where it was padded and the towels were down. But as you can see right here with her tail, you'll notice when she raises her tail that is when she is starting to push. But again, just checking her and seeing if I'm feeling anything. But and listen, you all, I know I'm gonna probably see some comments about wearing gloves and all that, but these are our dogs. And they're puppies, so and I washed my hands, and we had some towels and stuff right there. But and honestly, if you've ever whelped puppies before, it's just easier, like, to feel what you're doing, and those gloves, I just can't feel anything. So anyway, that's beside the point. But I just know somebody's gonna think that or say something when they see it. But yeah, so we're just again trying to keep her comfortable, and Pete's just trying to keep her calm and talk to her. And but y'all, she progressed pretty quickly. And so right here she was starting to push, and I wanted to get the camera at a better angle. And I'm so sorry, because you're fixing to see that when she has that first puppy, I actually step in the way, and I block so you can't really see. But when you're in the midst of the process, and obviously our full attention was on her, sometimes you just aren't fully aware of the camera being there. And also too, you all, this had been a long day. This was about going on 5 o'clock Monday afternoon, and I had been up with her all night. She had a restless night, which kind of clued me into that she would probably be going into labor on that Monday. And Pete was working evening or night shift, so he had not been to sleep. So he was tired, emotions were high, but we were just wanting to be there for her and support her and just have the easiest birthing process possible for her. And we were expecting at least 6 puppies, so we were going into this knowing that she had at least that. But right here, she is starting to push, and again, I'm just wanting to keep my hand and kind of make sure, because once that puppy comes out in that sack, I mean, it comes out pretty quickly after that. So I just want to make sure that I'm fully prepared. But also, Pete gets up out of the box here not long after this, because he has been sitting in here for several minutes, and he's a pretty big guy. He's 6'3", and so he was starting to get pretty uncomfortable. So he was, but wanted to stay in there long enough for her. So like I said, we were just letting her do her thing and relax, and but yeah, she just is getting ready to have that first little baby. So here she is starting to push. Her tail is all the way up, and we have felt the puppy in the birth canal. So we know it is coming here in just a minute. Just giving her some space to move around, and again, me feeling. And but you can see I held my hand up right there because it comes out pretty quick, and she was wanting to stand up to deliver, which was making it a little bit harder on us because we were having to chase her around. So again, that's why I kept my hand up there, but I'm glad I caught that on camera, because at first I thought that I didn't, but I did get her actually birthing the first puppy, so that was super exciting. But the placenta was still inside of her. The sac did not come out with the puppy, so I wanted to, I'm grabbing a towel. Pete asked me to grab a towel or a wash rag, and then I'm just letting her lick and do her thing, and then I came back over to go ahead and break the sac to get the puppy out so it can get some air, and that way she can go ahead and start getting it cleaned up. But also was holding on to the umbilical cord, because, dogs, female dogs, they, it's just part of the natural process, but they lick and eat everything. They clean up everything. So I'm holding on to the umbilical cord right here because I don't want her to get it too close to the little stomach, the little belly, and cause bleeding or any injury. So I'm just holding on to that and letting her clean up that cord, clean everything up, and bite it. What they do is actually like bite to detach it. And so and then because the placenta was still inside, I wasn't going to pull that out and risk injuring her. So I knew that she would deliver that either on the next puppy or it would come out here in just a few. So I'm just hanging on to that cord and letting her get that detached, so that way we can get the puppy over around to her, get it cleaned up, clear its airways, wanting to get it to like squeal, cry, all of that, just to make sure that we get oxygen in its lungs. So this took just a few minutes to get that detached. So I'm just kind of hanging out here, and then this is about the time Pete is like, okay, I cannot sit in this box anymore. I've got to get out of here. My back is killing me. So he got out. Plus, he was going to go ahead and get the scales and get a towel. We kind of have our own little system here where I pretty much do the delivery, clean the baby up, let Star get the baby cleaned up, and then I hand the puppy to him, and then he'll take the aspirator and clear the nasal passages and go ahead and get the puppy weighed. But still, I'm holding on to this umbilical cord here, again, still letting her get that taken care of so we can get that puppy around to her. And of course, at this point, I haven't checked to see if it's male or female, just trying to get everything detached here. Okay, so finally we got puppy detached and everything cleaned up, and so time to get him dried off. And I said him, and it was her firstborn was a male, and so she's just checking everything over, and I'm trying to get it cleaned up for her and make sure that he is breathing and moving and all of that, and letting Mama get in here and see her baby. So right here's where I check to make sure that, or checking to see if it's a male or female. And she's super excited to have her first little baby, so we want Mama to lick and clean and all of that, and start getting familiar with her first little puppy. I know she was excited, as were we. And here I am checking again to make sure we don't have another one in the birth canal, because sometimes they can come pretty quickly. And I think I was looking for the aspirator. Yeah, things kind of get lost in the wild here, so I was looking for that to get its nasal passages cleared out. But puppy was moving around and already, doing good. So that was a great sign. But Pete's got he's taken his spot to get ready to start cleaning up and weighing. But we do this really quickly because Star does not want her puppies to be away from her. So it's like hand the puppy over, get it clean, and then weighed and get it right back. So letting Mama just love on her baby right here. So she finally laid down and she's wanting to start snuggling with her new baby, and I am just helping the puppy get attached to start nursing, and that way she can go ahead and start getting familiar with her new little baby. Baby can start nursing. That also stimulates the birth, and so I'm wanting to get him latched pretty quickly so that way we can get the next puppy delivered. So we can just stay here and let her clean up her little baby. So I noticed right here she was starting to push again while she was cleaning up the first puppy. And so I was checking her to see, and that's when puppy number 2 just came right out. And I said, she's birthing some pretty big puppies here. But yeah, we have puppy number 2. So letting her get that one cleaned up, and then want to get puppy number 1, make sure he's out of the way and she's not squishing him or laying her leg on him, because he's attached now and nursing. And so letting her get puppy number 2 cleaned up, and I went ahead here and tore the sack to let puppy get some oxygen. And then holding on to that cord also. Now, the sack was delivered with this one. It all came out at the same time, and so she was actually disposing of this pretty quickly, so I had to grab onto that umbilical cord because she was pulling the puppy also, and so I was wanting to hold on to that cord, and but this one went really fast and really well. She was got that one pretty quickly, and was a lot. So hopefully none of you all have a weak stomach, but you know, this is just puppy whelping, so this is how it is. And but yeah, so she got that all cleaned up, and here I am just cleaning up puppy number 2. And this one was also a male, so male number 2. And so while she is getting familiar with her 2 new babies and getting them cleaned up, and they are nursing. I went ahead and started cleaning up, trying to get these soiled puppy pads out of the way and get some dry pads down. I figured it was probably going to be several more minutes or a little bit of time before she had the 3rd one, since she had these 2 pretty close together. So I was just wanting to get all of that cleaned up for her, and then also for us too. And then it's time to get this blankie out of the way because it was starting to get a little nasty. So yeah, I'm just getting all that cleaned up in here and get dry and ready for all of the other puppies. Good girl, Star. Such a good mama. Look at that little belly already. He's getting his belly full, Star. Yeah. Oh, it does look like a cross, huh? Star, doing such a good job, baby. We have 4 males and 1 female so far, and she's doing so good. We got boy, 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 and little baby girl. Yes, Star, you're doing such a good job, such a good mama. Boy, 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 girl. You want to get his weight now? Baby girl is very vocal. Star, you got 5 babies, honey. Got 3 boys and 2 girls so far. You want to get a picture of, did you get a picture of the last little one? You get a picture of that one. Good job, baby. You're doing such a good job. I think this is the last little baby girl right here that she's cleaning, yeah. Yeah, get her all clean. Good job.
So that was a male?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'll look. No, I think that's the female.
You're in it blurred.
Yeah, I think that. Well, so far we have 6 perfectly healthy puppies, 3 boys and 3 girls. She has done so well. About 2 hours worth of delivery. And she's doing so well. She's such a good mom. And then we did let Knox in, but now he's keeping his distance, and he's a little whiny, but she's real quick to let him know that he can't come close. So he is keeping his distance, but he's very curious. He is so intrigued by these puppies. But she's giving baths and they're nursing. And we got one right over here who's looking for his mama. I think you're a little boy, aren't you? You a boy? You a boy. Okay. You come over here with mama. There you go. Yeah. There we go. There's mama and all her babies. So, just giving her some more time right now. I've felt around and I didn't feel any more movement, but it was hard because she was bent over, giving baths and still had a few nursing on her. So, I can't really tell right now if she has another one in there. So, just going to let her lay here and nurse and clean them. And I'll try to check her here again in a little bit and see. But she has not acted like she's having any more contractions. And I haven't noticed any pushing, but knocks. But, yeah, so we're just going to give it a little bit more time and see.